En versus E in French with FrenchSpanishOnline.com. Two little words but very useful because we use en and E to replace a noun or a noun phrase in a sentence, like in these two examples. Je réponds à ton email, I'm replying to your email, but if you want to say I'm replying to it, in French, j'y réponds. Je parle de ma maison, I'm talking about my house. If you want to say I'm talking about it, in French, j'en parle. So why in some cases we need en and other we need e? It's what we are going to see in this lesson. First, with the word e. E in French is for things, animals, but never for people. So here some examples. Je réponds à ton email, I'm replying to your email, becomes j'y réponds, I'm replying to it. As you can see, e is before the verb. Prends garde au chien, be careful with the dog, becomes prends-y garde. Here, e is after because it's the imperative mode, like an invitation or an order. Elle pense aux vacances. She's thinking about her holiday. So if you want to say she's thinking about it, elle y pense. So if you want to understand the rule, how to use e in French, you need to focus on the French sentences. So forget your English and see what these sentences in French, je réponds à ton email, prends garde au chien, elle pense aux vacances, have in common. If you find that, you will find the rule. What they have in common here, a verb introducing a noun phrase with the word à. We have répondre à, prendre garde à, you know that au in French is the contraction of alle, and penser à, in this sentence, elle pense aux vacances. Okay? So now you know the rule. When you have a verb introducing a noun phrase with à, you can replace the expression à plus noun phrase by e. And that's all. Here we are. Let's go back to our English translations now to see where is the difficulty. The difficulty is here. In French, we only have à all the time. Je réponds à, prends garde au, elle pense au, elle obéit à. But in English, this à can be to, or with, or about, or even nothing here in this expression. She obeys the law, because in French we say she obeys to the law. So if you try to translate directly from English into French, you may make some mistakes. Okay, so try to think how the verb is here in French first. Let's see our rule again. When we have a verb plus a plus the noun phrase, you can replace the expression a plus noun phrase by e. And that's all. Okay? Let's see what we can say now about en. En in French is for things, animals, and also people. That's the first difference. Some examples. Charles parle de sa maison. Charles is talking about his house. Charles en parle. Charles is talking about it. Charles parle de ses amis. Charles is talking about his friends. So in this example, the rule works for people too. Charles en parle, about them. Que penses-tu de mon livre? What do you think of my book? So if you want to say what do you think of it, qu'en penses-tu? Okay, so can you tell me now what the sentences in French have in common? And you will find the rule. It's not so difficult now, okay? All these sentences have a verb introducing a noun or a noun phrase with the word de. And that's the difference. And that's a rule. The rule is for en, when you have a verb plus de, following by a noun phrase, you can replace the expression de plus noun phrase by en. And that's all. Here, to summarize what we've just said, E is for verb plus a, like répondre à, aller à, penser à, prendre garde à. En is for verb plus de, like verbs parler de, penser de, jouer de, etc. So you need to know the verb in French to be sure to use correctly e and en. Okay? Let's add some more rules to know difference between en and e. En can also represent a part of a bigger quantity of number of something. For example, say j'ai acheté des fraises. I bought some strawberries. You can replace some strawberries by en here, saying j'en ai acheté. I bought some. Why? Because you imagine in the supermarket or in the market, you are in front of a big quantity of strawberries and you only want to buy a part of this quantity. So in this case, because it's a part, because it's some, you can use en to replace the noun. J'en ai acheté. The same thing, je n'ai pas d'argent. Je n'en ai pas. I have no money. So when someone asks you, have you got some money? Tu as de l'argent? If you don't have, you can say j'en ai pas. Same thing for water. Je n'ai pas d'eau. Je n'en ai pas. Or, j'ai pris des livres. I took some books. J'en ai pris. E can also have a total different meaning. Here, E means there or here. When you say, for example, I stay here, I stay there, je reste là, or j'y reste. Exactly the same sentences. We have the expression that we like to use when we are in a place and we don't want to move. For example, we say j'y suis, j'y reste. I'm here and I won't move. I'm here and I will stay. J'y suis, j'y reste. So let's see now some idiomatic expressions in French using e and en. So why idiomatic? Idiomatic, it means that it's like that. There is no rule. It's not difficult, but if you want to use them correctly, you need to know them. You know some of these expressions. For example, there is, when you say there is a cat, there is a dog, there is something like that. In French, il y a un chat, il y a un chien, or we say il y a un chien, il y a un chat, with the letter E. Ça y est, it's an expression when you finish something. We've just finished. You say, ça y est, I've finished. Here it is, I've done it. En avoir assez, it's an expression with two different meanings actually. Can be to be fed up with something, or to get enough. If you get enough pasta, I don't know, or something, you say j'en ai assez. The verb aller, this verb doesn't like to be alone. He likes a lot the word en and e. You can say, for example, to say je m'en vais means I'm off or I go away. If you want to say to someone to go away, I don't want to see you, go away. You say va-t'en, je ne veux pas te voir, va-t'en, or allez-vous-en, the plural. The same thing with y aller means to go there, but also to be off again. So if you want to translate I'm off, you can say je m'en vais or j'y vais. Exactly the same meaning. Vas-y, to translate go. We never say va alone. All the time we say vas-y or allez-y, the plural or formal way of translating go. Vas-y. Okay, so now vas-y, I'm sure you are going to be an expert using these two words en and y in French. So what you have to do now is to watch again this slide, to use the pause button and to try to focus on the French sentences and French verbs to be sure you'll be able to use these two little words correctly in French. Thank you for watching this slide again. So see you on FrenchSpanishOnline.com. Au revoir.